Good morning, everybody. It is Az here with Beast of War, and this morning I am joined by Ollie. At least I pulled Ollie away from setting up to come and sit with us. Thank you so much, Ollie.
You're welcome.
The reason we grabbed Ollie is we wanted to take a quick look at the beta version, so this is a very early English version, yeah, of the Fallout board game. Just have a quick look over this, Ben. Now, you've seen some pictures and you've seen, obviously, all the details online of what this is going to entail, but we wanted to take a little bit of time just to show off a couple of things. Now, Ollie has been very kind and has given me a little bit of an overview, so I'm going to just repeat it a little bit, but you can keep me right, Ollie. Unfortunately, the demoers here also haven't really been given full rule books. It's all, a lot of it is still in beta and still in progress, so take all this with a little pinch of salt. You've been warned. So let's have a look at the characters first of all. Here's a couple of examples down here, Ben. And so we have the ghoul, and we have the super mutant. The models are stunning. Did you like them yourself?
It's usual Fantasy Flight Games quality, so most of the miniatures are amazing and very fantastic to paint, for example, and that's one of the assets, I think.
I could not agree more, absolutely. And of course, as you'll expect, you'll have all sorts of, I'll show you the ghoul one so you can see there, Ben. You're going to have special characteristics. The ghoul, for example, will, if he enters radiation, I believe he loses health instead of losing rads. And the super mutant, each time he suffers radiation damage, will actually gain XP. So the super mutant is going to become stronger from radiation. Yeah. So you have customization with all your characters, as I'm sure you expect from the Fallout world. On the board here, we have a setup according to the scenario.
Yeah, there's different scenarios you can choose from.
So to give you an example at home, this is the setup for this board. So you've basically got the tiles that need to be revealed. The green tiles are sort of okay, the red tiles are more dangerous.
I'm not quite sure about that, but that might be the case because of the color that was chosen.
I think we can safely assume. And then can you explain just what the back of the card represents, please, Ollie?
Well, okay, so there might be mistakes in what I'm telling, but what I'm quite sure about is that you have two factions in the game. I don't know the video game, so I'm not sure whether this is has any relevance with the normal.
We have the Institute and the Railroad. Yeah, okay. There.
So they start on this track, and during the game, due to special things that might happen, like missions that have been fulfilled or cards you play, they will work their way down this track. And once one of these factions reaches the red spot on the track, the game is over. And if no one was able to gain enough victory points by that time, it's over and no player wins. So you have a timer built in. Yeah,
so there's a certain amount of cooperativeness as we've seen, so players have to try and ensure that the game ends at a time they want it to. Because only one player will come out as the winner when the game ends, if anybody, because all the players can lose.
Yes, I got that.
It wouldn't be Fallout without special things and a player board. So I want to show you guys very quickly, this is the beta prototype demo board. So this is essentially going to be your XP track, your radiation track, and your health track, which is going to use the two tokens from either side. But what's really nice on this is we have these little chits here. And this is, of course, our Pip-Boy. Oh my goodness, not Pip-Boy. I'm going to get murdered. I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, the comments are going to get me. But you randomly choose these, we believe, whenever you get your XP level to max. And then when you randomly choose them, you flip them over, and these are going to correspond to your different special abilities. So you've got, I believe, here we go, stealth, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. So these would slot right in. And whenever you have these, Ollie, what do you believe they do? They give you a benefit?
Well, what they definitely do is that they trigger rerolls. So there is this kind of enemy, probably you want to talk about that later.
I'll show this as well, yeah?
There's some effects you have to resolve, and they show these special letters, these tokens.
So come in and see this, Ben, yeah?
And whenever you have a special token that corresponds with your card or with your weapon, we had a weapon somewhere.
Oh, we had the lead pipe with, where did I put it? I think I had it somewhere around here.
Also the special letters.
Ah, perfect, well done.
So there's an S. Whenever you have the S in your player board and you have to make a combat roll, you might re-roll. I'm not sure, one or all of your dice.
That makes perfect sense, because I've just realized I got one of my letters definitely wrong, because this is strength, not stealth. So if you're hitting someone with a tire iron, you're going to be using your strength. So if you have a strength ability, you may get a reroll or a benefit. And as Ben was looking at that card there, It's that Fires of Revolution. You may have different effects as you complete missions and do quests that require specific abilities. So if you have to get by a locked door, you might be able to hack it, or you might be able to stealth past it, or you might be able to break it down. So you can choose potentially sometimes which ability you want to use, for example. Yeah, that makes sense. So we've also got, as Ollie mentioned, we've got enemies as well. So I don't know if you'd know Ollie, maybe not, but initially some of the enemies here are just cardboard pieces, Ben. You can see over here as well, we've got some beasts and what are going to be, I assume, some wild, mad robots. So these are the guys you'll be fighting against as you explore.
So when you move around the board, exploring the tiles that are not yet explored, enemies might show up, and you can draw them into combat. But they also come towards the nearest character in their phase, and so you will have to do combat eventually.
Yeah, and we don't use normal dice. We've got very nice custom Fallout dice, which has all your body point markers to basically show you at what points on the body you'll get hit with these critical hit locations, these heads, bodies, and arms, and that's going to correspond to what you can see on the piece play, or the models. The enemy's board. So you see the body and legs here. So if you were to roll, and the corresponding symbols come up, that's going to enable you to hit him. But he's also going to be striking you back if you don't kill him as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we believe essentially you'll roll, and if he has 2 hit points and you get 2 of the matching, you'll kill him essentially. But we're, again, beta version, very early. Ollie, would you mind, can we turn some of these over just to see what the map would look like?
But I don't know what that shows.
We're just, Ollie knows.
Yeah. This is starting space, so you move across the board like that down to, I don't know, is it Boston? Yeah, I think it's Boston downtown. And
downtown.
There you have to, it's where you have to go eventually, and so that depends on the scenario you chose what the setup looks like.
So you can see, so the starting space, so if you were going through, you'd have a Raider camp, you'd have a Super Duper Mart, Vault 68 would be off that way, which is an important place to go. There's actually tons and tons, and I mean tons and tons of Vault cards.
One more thing I have to mention, because you turned the tiles over, there's this northbound or north directing arrow, and it always means you have to turn the tiles this way. I'm not sure why it is like that, but there might be some reason, like the connectivity of the different different tiles.
Absolutely, no, that makes sense. I think because we're going to have all the key places from the game, and then there will also be tiles that will be randomly generated around the place. But it makes sense for them all to be pointing in the same direction, because also there are territories within the tiles. So some tiles have 2, some have 3, 4, some have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. There are dangerous red areas, and there are also the rad zones, the green radiation zones, where if you enter them, you're going to take radiation damage as well. You of course have lots and lots and lots and lots of Nuka coins, bottle caps. We love some caps, and we got some 5 blue caps as well, as you would expect from Fallout. You got caps, and you have tons of items and bonuses as well. So for example, let's flip a couple. Here's some, was that Clamex? No, Calmex, sorry. So that's going to give you bonuses to perception and agility. We've got a pipe wrench, which is a strength weapon, which during a fight, if you spend a headshot result, you can discard this card. So I assume that that's going to give you an extra way of kind of overpowering someone, I'd imagine. Not quite. Do you know what this number represents? Is it if you sell it, I imagine?
That's the value when you want to buy it, or if you want to sell it.
And here's a very simple event card from the item deck, a fistful of caps. You just find 3 caps and get that immediately. So yeah, that gives you a basic overview of what to expect. So semi-cooperative, you're going to be fighting each different scenario, will have different factions you're going to be kind of racing against. The board looks, even in prototype, lovely. It looks like the art looks stunning, and it's very Fallout-esque, as you'd imagine. So I'm really keen to see, especially what these boards are going to look like whenever the final game is done.
One more thing which I didn't talk about earlier is the factions. So there is also the possibility, and I think I never played it, so I can't really judge that, but you can join a faction, or at least seek allegiance with a faction.
Yes.
And that would lead to the faction progressing on the board eventually. So you have to decide whether it is now for you important to join that faction. For now, you can change that allegiance from turn to turn. Perfect. And so that is also one effect that we should probably mention, which is quite interesting.
So there's these cards that you can play, which essentially are going to mean that you can align to different alliances. I believe this will probably be ghouls, the bots, and the stars is maybe the Brotherhood. No, maybe Institution might be star. Don't know. I don't know. Someone will know out there. Yes. Well, and actually, do you know what? Let's take a second to show off the power deck. This, if you're into your special items, your Fat Man, your Power Armor, your Pit Boy. There's the Alien Boss. I'm looking for the one I want. Where is he? Where is he? Come on. Where is he? We know who we want. He's in here somewhere. Come on. Where is he? There he is. dog meat. There's the guy. So I imagine these are probably going to be very powerful special items that you'll get for completing your quests. And that's aside from we mentioned the different abilities potentially giving you rerolls, but Ben, if you come over here, you also have, of course, the customization. So your lead belly, your gun nut, all these little things that you're going to be able to add to your character to trade, make you shoot better, make you sell things better, make you fix things better, maybe even craft things better. So this is where your character will come alive. Yeah. Okay. Very brief overview. As we said, this is still a way away before it's going to be ready. So thank you, Ollie, for giving us an initial little view.
Very welcome.
Okay, so look, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Board Game Geek, come along to beastofwar.com. We have our blog from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with demos, sit-down chats with lovely people like Ollie. You're more than welcome along. We'd love to have you there, and we'll see you later on today.